Hello and welcome to the Reflective Rebels podcast. I am Ben, your host, and I'm a coach working with small business owners and leaders, and I'm on a mission to spread joy, the kind of joy that comes from knowing who you are, from being clear about what you want and having the courage to go out there and get it. For those of you who are regular listeners, you might spot a few differences today. So if you are listening to the audio only, you might be able to hear the wind, and if you're watching on YouTube, you will be able to spot that I am out at the top of High Pike. I'm not in the usual podcast studio. I'm not sat at a desk with a guest. Sat at a desk, I'm not sat at a sofa with a guest, and there are no beautiful lighting or anything like that. So you're going to get slightly poorer audio, shaky camera quality if you're watching it, and I do have to keep watching when I'm stepping so that you don't see me fall over. What is all this about though? So I have been wanting to do solo episodes since before season 1 started. It was part of the original planning, and what I ended up doing was focusing on the guest interviews, where I get someone, a business owner, to come on the sofa with me and tell me their real story, and they have been absolutely amazing. But what that means is, in terms of my mission to spread joy and to get people doing things and living the life they want, what I'm not doing is focusing on sharing some of my expertise, some of the things that might help you to make changes in your own life. And so that's what these solo episodes are about. It's just a bit more about the thoughts inside my head. Apologies for being out of breath. I'll maybe just walk a bit slower. Yeah, the things that are in my head and some thoughts and ideas that might help. That was a ramble, wasn't it? So yeah, today is about fear. Today is about being scared as a human being and how it stops us from doing the things that we want to do, and things that could make the world a better place, things that could make our lives better, and for whatever reason we stop ourselves and we shrink back. And these podcast episodes, these solo episodes, are an absolute classic example of that. So yes, I've wanted to do them since before the start of season 1, yet I haven't until the start of season 2. What's that about? Why have I not been able to do it? Well, my excuse has been time. Even releasing fortnightly episodes, took a lot of time. Producing those episodes on the sofa, finding the guests, recording great stories, working with Alistair at Herds Media to edit them. It does take time. But really, to record what is going to be a short 10-15 minute episode and quickly edit that, it's not more than half an hour, I reckon, if I get good at what I'm doing. And I spend more time than that doom scrolling social media and feeling miserable. So that really is just the excuse. So for me, on my way down here to the hills this morning in the car, working up the courage to do this, I had to get curious. I had to get curious about what was stopping me. And I suppose what was really stopping me was self-doubt. I was afraid that by doing this, I'd make myself look a plonker. The episode would be absolutely shite, and it would ruin the good work I've already put into the podcast, because it would undermine the amazing stories that the guests had told. And I was worried what people would think. That's the truth. I was worried what people would think. I'm going to pause for a minute while this dog goes by, and I'll be back. That's the dog said hello to and safely passed, so off we go. Yeah, I was scared. I was scared of doing this because of what you might think of me. You might think that it was awful ramblings, meaningless, unhelpful. You might think that, I'm an absolute plonker. And as human beings, a lot of our fear and shame comes from fear of rejection. We want to belong, we want to be liked, but ultimately the ego trying to protect us from feeling like an outsider or getting something wrong or feeling embarrassed or shame or guilt is one of the biggest things that stops us from going out there and doing the things we want to do. So I had to reconnect this with my mission. I had to reconnect it with my why. I want to make people go out there and go after the life that they want. I am on a mission to spread joy and to make the world a better place. And I'm doing that in one-to-one coaching. And I know that season 1 of the podcast, some of the stories have made people go out there and get changes. So if I really want to do that, and I think that if by telling people some of these random thoughts that could help even more people do it, then it's worth me doing it, isn't it? It's just worth me giving this a go. And I suppose then I'm thinking, well, what would I say to my clients if they were in a position like I am, afraid of what people might think and afraid to do something? I think the first thing I might say is, most people are never going to see it or listen, and most people do not give a shit. You are worrying a lot about what people think, and the honest answer is a lot of people just do not care. I think that is really freeing in some ways, to remember that, you know, people not many people are actually going to see or listen to this. So go for it, Ben, go for it. The second thing is, there are going to be people out there that think this is a load of shite and who hate it and who want to laugh at me or troll me in comments about it. Well, maybe not, but there might be. And you know what? Fuck them. This is not for them, is it? This is for the person who hears it and who goes out and does something that they've been wanting to do for ages, and who makes a change and who goes for something and ends up with a life that's just a tiny bit better next week as a result of listening. That's for them. It's not for the people who it's not for. And the third thing is, this is the first time ever in my whole entire life I've recorded a solo podcast episode walking on a hill, trying to hold a camera and get the mic right. I'm not supposed to be good at it. Maybe by episode 100, if I keep going, I might be a little bit better because I've learned something, but it would be totally arrogant, bizarre and bonkers to believe that on go 1 I'd be any good at this whatsoever. And it's the journey, it's the doing it that matters, because that is where life is. Life is not in me getting to the summit of the hill up there behind me. Life's in this moment right now, in me having a bloody go. So I think that's really important to remember. If you're trying something new, you're not supposed to be good at it. I've taken down my expectation of this being a 10 out of 10. I've already had to stop the camera 3 times because I've been interrupted by other walkers or dogs, or just totally lost the plot completely, and I'm just wondering how the hell that's going to edit together. It's not supposed to be perfect. I don't have a full YouTube team and 10 years behind me of creating podcasts. This is my first go up a hill with my iPhone, and that is crucial. Let's take the expectation down to maybe giving it a 4 out of 10 and say sod off to the perfectionism that is stopping us from just having a bloody go at something that might be wonderful. So that's it. That is my thoughts and my lessons for you today. And I don't have any 10-stage formulas to being a superstar or anything like that, but what I do have is an invitation for you. When you finish listening to this, I want you to take a moment to write down with a pen and paper, or just in a note in your phone if you haven't got one, the thing that you have been wanting to do for a while that is scaring you. And I know from just 3 of my clients last week, that's actually this kind of thing on social media. They know that they could unlock something amazing for their business, but they're terrified of putting themselves out there. But what is it for you? Could be anything. What do you want to do that you are not doing? I want you to write it down. I want you to ask yourself, what am I scared of? Do people really give a shit? Can I find a way, an imperfect way, to give it a go anyway? Because life is in the journey and life is too short to be shit. Wow, that's nice and cheesy for you. And can you find a way to give it a go for me and for you next week, and just see what happens? If I can do this, I think you can do anything. That's it for me today. I'm Ben from Reflective Rebels. If you want more podcasts like this, please subscribe. I'm not going to invite you to review this one because I'm really nervous of what you'll think. But if you've listened and you know me, send me a message. Tell me what it was like. Tell me whether I should give up now or keep going, or what I can learn from having done this. And you can sign up to my newsletter and get tips, tricks, ideas, human stories, and more rebellion in your inbox at reflectiverebels.co.uk/newsletter. Until next time, take care.